So tell us a little bit about Somewhere and how it all came to be, and just how it all came to be.
Yeah, I was living in Paris after Marie Antoinette, and that was such a big scale, kind of huge crew, and such a kind of overwhelming undertaking for me that I thought, oh, I really want to try to make return to do something really small and intimate, just around two characters, where I don't have such a huge army of people to coordinate. And although it was really fun to do that, it was a different kind of experience for me. So I was in the mood to do something intimate, and I wanted to do something minimal after that was so kind of over the top, how I could do a story in the most simplistic way. And I started when I was talking to Harris Savides, the cinematographer, who he shot Somewhere. We had done a commercial together, and we were talking about what we liked about movies. And I told him I hate coverage. I hate having to do coverage. It's like doing math or something to figure all that out. And he said, oh, that's overrated. You don't have to do coverage. And we kept talking about how simple you could do a movie. And it got me inspired to try to write this story as a kind of to do like this really minimal portrait, and how simply we could do a story. And I think as I was living in Paris, I was thinking about LA, and once in a while, like a friend would come through town with some kind of trashy tabloid and it'd be like pictures of LA, and so I started thinking about this character of a young actor guy living at the Chateau Marmont, and that's where the story, where it started from.
You look great.
Thanks.
I was being sarcastic.
You good?
Yep, good to go.
Okay.
And big smiles. Can I get you to look towards each other? The smile. That's it. That's it. Back to camera. That's it, great. I'll just test these.
Is that it?
And big smile. And the giggy. Thank you.
It wasn't even that good.
And how did Stephen get involved? Did you, when you were writing the screenplay, did you visualize him? Did you see him? Or?
Yeah, I did. When I started writing it, I pictured the Stephen Dorff character of this kind of young actor guy, and I'd known him years ago, but I hadn't seen him for a while. And so he just came to mind, and then I kept thinking of him when I was writing it, and when I finished it, I sent it to him and asked him to come meet with me, because I hadn't seen him in so long, and I just thought he was the right guy for this character. And I also, then the idea of the daughter came into the story, and I loved Paper Moon and the kind of father-daughter relationship, and wanted to kind of put that sort of a spirit into it.
You're really good.
Thanks.
When did you learn how to ice skate?
I've been going for 3 years.
Really?
So the relationship between Stephen and Elle is so strong, and like such a connection. How do you work with the actors to get that closeness?
Yeah, it was important for me that they really seemed like they could be father and daughter, and they just met a week before filming or something. So we did rehearsals and improvs, and I asked Stephen to pick up Elle from school and take her to do stuff, and he went to like her volleyball game, and we went bowling together. So to have kind of some memories together and bonding, and it was great, because then after that they had kind of inside jokes and this rapport that I think comes through in the movie.
So filming at the chateau, it's almost as if the chateau is a character also. Tell us a little bit about when you're writing the screenplay and how it all came together, and you're like, that's where I want to film. And
yeah, I was thinking about doing this LA story and this young actor guy character, and I thought, of course, he has to live at the Chateau Marmont, and it's such an iconic place if you're going to do something about LA in that world and show business, that it makes sense that this would be the setting for it. And I wanted to do a real kind of LA story of today. And I remember coming to Chateau Marmont and in my 20s, and I was thinking about how different it is today than it was then. That there weren't these kind of the same tabloids and paparazzi in that time. It was kind of more innocent or something, and it's become such a central place for people wanting to be seen. And so it is almost like a character in the story, and I was really happy that the managers of the hotel let us film in the real place. I always try to, do everything as authentic. Here?
Were you here? How long were you here?
The whole shoot was only 6 weeks, and we were here for about 3 weeks, and it was really fun to be based out of a hotel. We took over a floor, and each department was in a different room. We didn't have any trailers because we couldn't park them here, and so the wardrobe was in one room, and the camera room, and it was fun. We would just go from room to room, and we had a really small crew, and it almost felt like a student film or something.
It sounds so fun.
It was fun. We had to stay out of the way of the guests, but it was really fun being based out of a hotel.
Tell us about, I'm just really curious because of just such strong visuals, when you get your set designer involved in the process.
Yeah, I love working with Anne because I've known her for a long time, and so I talked to her early on and about references, and sometimes she'll mention other movies to look at, and right at the beginning, and she introduced me actually to Harris Savides. It was kind of a matchmaking. She said, "Oh, you guys would get along really well," and we worked really well together. So she worked with Harris before, and it's just nice because they know each other, so they have a shorthand working together, also. But I talked to them right at when I finished the script.
And what about life on set? Can you paint like one little behind-the-scenes picture of what life was like on set? And even if you want, use one of your favorite scenes.
We had a really nice atmosphere on set because we had such a small crew, so it really felt, like that kind of family, relaxed setting that we could really focus on what we had to shoot, and everyone was helping out. It wasn't like sometimes on a big film set, everyone only sticks to their department, and this was more in the spirit of like a student film where everyone would help out in different departments and whatever. And because we were shooting in a small room, we could only have a few people in there at a time. So, if they needed to fix their hair or something, we would all everyone would pitch in. So it had a really nice atmosphere. And it was just funny, like when we were shooting the twins doing their pole dancing, we were in this tiny room, all together, and it was just some funny memories of filming in small spaces.
So music, and when I think of your movies, I also think music. Tell us about the music in Somewhere, and tell us about the music in Somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's a part that I always enjoy, putting the music together. Usually when I'm writing the script, I listen to music, and it kind of sets the atmosphere and the feeling that the movie will end up having. And a lot of the music I listen to when I'm writing ends up being in the movie. And for this, I was kind of getting sick of movies using kind of wall-to-wall pop songs to drive them ahead, which I am guilty of doing in the past. So in this, I wanted to try to just use music when it was source music, and then have a minimal score. So except for one sequence with the Strokes song, when Stephen and Elle are kind of by the swimming pool, that we used a song kind of as the score, and that, which I think it has a nice feeling to it. But in general, if Phoenix did the music, they had a song that I really loved, and then we took kind of versions of that and other versions that they had done and made a minimal score that Richard Beggs, our sound designer, helped us put together. And then he also made the sound of the Ferrari engine a real element with the music. And then the songs, I tried to pick songs that set the atmosphere I wanted, but also the characters could really be listening to.
And then do you have your cast listen to the songs at all in the process of filming?
Yeah, we play music on set, and Elle does this really sweet ice skating sequence to this Gwen Stefani song, and we played it when she was ice skating, and I always like to play music on the set.
And you have so much great stuff going on for you. What's been the I guess, most exciting part of making Somewhere?
It was just great to try to make a movie in a certain style and feel like it came together. I felt like I really got to make the movie that I wanted to make, and I had complete creative control. And for me, it was just really exciting to get it exactly how I envisioned. And we just got back from Venice, where we got the grand prize, so that was really exciting. I never expected, it feels like this was a small personal film. I didn't expect for it to be featured in that way, so that was really a thrill.